Hey everyone, it's Amir Ali. Welcome to Code and Cadet by Sam. Welcome to this video on circuit breakers in microservices. In this session, we'll see what circuit breakers are, why they are so important in distributed systems, and how they help us build more resilient applications. We'll also look at how they actually work, common patterns, and some real-world examples. So guys, let's get started. Before we go deep, let me quickly show you the roadmap for this video. First, we'll define what exactly a circuit breaker is in microservices. Then we'll check the common problems that happen when you don't use one. After that, we'll see how circuit breakers solve these problems. And finally, we'll explore the different states of a circuit breaker. Alright, now that you know the plan, let's move ahead. Okay, so what exactly is a circuit breaker? It's a resilience pattern in microservices that helps stop one system from continuously calling another service that is already failing. Think of it like your electrical circuit breaker at home. When something goes wrong, it trips and opens the circuit to prevent further damage. And once things are stable again, it closes back and allows current to flow. Here also, the circuit breaker sits between two services, the caller and the receiver. Based on the health of the downstream service, it decides, should I forward the request or return a fallback response? For example, imagine you're ordering food from a delivery app. If the restaurant's system is down, the app keeps trying again and again, failing every time. This causes delays and frustration. But if we have a circuit breaker, it acts like a smart assistant. It notices the restaurant isn't responding, so it stops sending more requests for a while and instead shows you a clear message, restaurant temporarily unavailable. When the restaurant is back online, requests will continue as normal. So this is how the basic idea works. From here, let's see it in a more real-world case. Let's take an e-commerce website example. The user tries to place an order through the product service. Now the product service calls the inventory service to check if the item is in stock. Here everything is healthy. Inventory responds quickly and order processing goes smooth. This is a normal, happy flow in microservices, one service calling another to finish a task. But now let's see what happens when things break. Alright, now imagine the inventory service goes down, the user is still placing an order, product service receives the request, but when it tries to talk to inventory, it finds "Arey yaar, service not available." There could be many reasons. Timeout, crash, or maybe resource exhaustion like memory limits. But the product service doesn't know immediately, so it keeps retrying again and again. These retries consume resources, pile up, and soon the whole system starts slowing down. This is called a cascading failure. One service fails and it drags others along with it, risking the entire system. That's why fault tolerance is so important in distributed systems. Without protection like circuit breaker, retries, timeouts, and failure storms can bring everything down. So what's the solution? Let's check how a circuit breaker helps in this situation. Now let's look at the happy path again. When inventory service is healthy, the circuit breaker remains in closed state. The product service sends requests normally and the circuit breaker just lets them pass through. Everything works smooth like normal flow. But what if inventory suddenly crashes? Let's see that next. Now inventory service goes down, maybe timeout, crash, or resource issue. The circuit breaker detects repeated failures and switches to the open state. This means it blocks new requests from going to inventory and instead directly returns a fallback response to product service like inventory currently unavailable. So instead of wasting time and resources on retries, product service stays responsive. This way the rest of the system remains stable. Yeah. And for the user it's even better. They get a quick and clear message like, sorry, we are currently unable to check inventory, please try again later. So even though one service is down, the overall app continues running fine and user experience is protected. Now to understand this fully, let's look at the 3 states of a circuit breaker in detail. First state is closed state. Everything is fine here. Example, user places an order, product service calls inventory responds quickly in 100 milli. All good, requests are flowing and breaker stays closed. Failures are tracked in background, but as long as they are below threshold, nothing changes. Next is open state. This happens when failures are too many. For example, inventory crashes, product service calls keep failing, and once failure count crosses threshold, say 5 consecutive errors, the breaker trips. Now instead of calling inventory, product service immediately returns fallback like inventory service unavailable, please try again later. No requests go to inventory, protecting it from overload. Simple and effective. And finally we have half open state. This is like a checkpoint. After some time, breaker says, okay, let me test if inventory is back or not. So it allows only a few test requests to pass through. If those requests succeed, great, breaker closes again and flow resumes normally. If they fail, breaker goes back to open and blocks requests again. In short, half open is like a trial phase. It prevents the system from crashing while giving the failing service a safe chance to recover. So we have seen how circuit breakers help stop cascading failures, keep services responsive and give users a smooth experience. Whether it's closed, open or half open, this pattern makes sure our system stays resilient and healthy. And that's the power of circuit breakers in microservices. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Your little support really helps me grow here. And hey, press that bell icon too, because I'm going to cover all Java interview question topics from basic to advanced level. Thanks for watching. Then see you in the next video. Bye bye and keep learning.